Hi everyone, it's Shari Carroll here for SimonsSaysStamp.com with a basic gray card idea for you using the card pastel and capture products. So I've started off with a top folding card base, and I've just created this by scoring my cardstock, and I've cut a couple little panels here. It's 2 1/4 inches and 3/4 inches, and then the height of them are 5.5 inches, and these will be sitting on top. So I do want to do some stamping on my card base, and I have the party dots from BasicGrey and the wet cement mid-tone ink. So I'll figure out which side of the stamp I want to ink by which side I want stamped on my paper. Excuse me. And I'll go ahead and add my ink to the background image, and if you notice I do a little bit of a twist so that I can grab the ink into the stamp, so it just kind of pushes that ink in there really well. So I'll cap that off, and I do like to press my paper to the stamp, so I'll lay down my paper right onto the stamp. I don't need an acrylic block when I'm using a large background stamp like this, and I can go ahead and just rub the back of that paper and push the ink into the paper. Once I'm done, I can go ahead and release that, and here I have my party dots. Now I will be putting those other panels of paper back on top, so they will look like this, and it will cover up and just create a nice little valley strip of stamped image. I'll be using the Carte Postal 6x6 paper pad, and I want to find a nice pattern paper that I can cut a strip from. So this yellow is really nice. I want to add a couple of this subdued colors to this. So I'll be trimming this with my paper trimmer, and I want to go against the grain of the pattern so that I have more of a stripe edging pattern. So that was about a little more than 1/4 of an inch, between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 of an inch. And now I'll just go ahead and add my adhesive to the back of the strip. Get this so you can see it. And I'll be adding this just to the edge of the larger panel. So I'll scoot everything out of the way and just go ahead and line this up just right to that edge. Once I have that aligned, I can go ahead and press that down, and then I can trim off the excess. I have also cut a strip of this mint pattern paper. It's got a really fine pattern to it, and this, like I said, is 1/2 inch, and I'll go ahead and put my adhesive on the back. And now I will just kind of overlay it onto that other strip, and this just adds a nice little color background, and the colors really go well together with the neutral party dots in the background. So again, I'll trim off the excess with my scissors, and this is how this is starting to look. I do want to lift these top panels up, so I will be using some foam dot adhesive, and I'll just go ahead and load up the panel, and I make sure that I have the corners done really well and a few in the center. I've put my panels down with the adhesive. I want to show you how that looks so that I do have that little valley in the center. And now I want to start adding some of the chipboard pieces from the Carte Postal. So this is a ring, and it comes in this package, and it's kind of hiding in the back. You can't really see the ring, but there's other circle images in there as well. So there is an adhesive back, so I'll go ahead and peel that off. Make sure I have all the adhesive off. It kind of comes off in pieces, so just make sure you have it all off. And then I'll go ahead and align this to the card, how I want this to sit. And I'll just gently press this down at this point, and I'll flip the card over when I'm done and trim off the excess chipboard. BasicGrey has come out with some journaling pieces, and these are little envelopes with little enclosures in them, and I love these. These are called Capture, and it's a whole series of pieces. So I've added some foam dot adhesive and regular adhesive, and this will sit in under my ring, and that adhesive, or the foam adhesive, will sit in the valley. So I'll go ahead and peel off the backing, and then I go ahead and tuck this under that ring again and adjust it how I want it. I want to scoot this down just a little bit, and once I have that pretty well aligned, I can go ahead and press everything down in place. If you need to, you can use a little glossy accents to hold down your chipboard ring so that it doesn't come up off the edges. Next, I'll be adding a small tag that says today, and this comes from the package of transparencies and tags, and I'll just be adding regular adhesive to this because there's enough height on this at this point. So just putting a little bit of adhesive on the back, and now I can align this and press it down where I want it. Next, I'll be adding a strip that says Best Day Ever, and this is also in the chipboard set, the same as the ring. And so once I decide where to put this, I can go ahead and remove that adhesive backing. The chipboard set has a lot of fun elements, and here I'm adding one of the location arrows to highlight today. There are also these great striped arrows, so now I can just remove the adhesive backing and put it onto my card. So now I'm just doing some finishing touches to my card. I've created a little double bow from my twine, and I've attached it with glossy accents, and here I'm just trimming off the ends. And next I'll be adding some BasicGrey Basics enamel dots, and this yellow goes really well with my location arrow. And so I'll just be adding a couple of these to the bottom, and it really balances out the color and the card. I really love creating little groupings of things and putting things together. So here's how this is looking. Here's a look at my final card. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on using BasicGrey for your card making using the card pastel and capture products.